is Beetle, a kind of boatyard wooden boat sailing project. She was built in Cantley on the River Yare in 1910, so she's 114 years old, so not looking too bad. But we're going to try sailing her a bit more this summer, but as she hasn't been out for a few years, we thought we'd better give her a little check over. So underneath, probably difficult to see, there's a few bare patches, but it's not looking too bad. But we're going to reprime those and put some black tar varnish on them, which is what is traditional. And then above the waterline, I'm just giving this a very light sand. You can see the dust on my fingers. We'll just give it another coat or two of white paint, and then we should be able to get her back in the water. I think Mary's going to do some repairs on the covers. This zip is broken, but all in all, considering she's just not done much for a few years, she's looking pretty good. Maybe a bit more rubbing down on this side. I think the ones on the other side are okay, but this one's definitely broken.
So they're broken in such a way that they can't be repaired. So I'm going to unpick them and take them off, and then hopefully sew new zips on. Don't know what I'm going to do with all this material. I'm in the sewing machine, but anyway, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it.
Well, we can
work it out.
help with that. Just have to gather it out of the way, and then we need to somehow sew a couple of tags on to put an eyelet in to tie the thing down.
They look quite straightforward to do. I think I just need to order some calico or a little bit of some strong material. They're going to be easy. This unpicking is quite tedious.
Yeah.
But anyway, it needs must.
Right, I've just given Beetle the first coat of white on the whole sides. We'll let that dry and do another one tomorrow. Steve has painted underneath in this silver underwater primer here, all the bare bits of wood, and I think he's touched up a couple of seams that needed redoing. You can see the kind of black stuff hanging out there, and yeah, we will carry on. Okay, here is Beetle. It's had 2 coats of white on the hull, so like most old things, from a distance it looks good. I just wanted to touch it up. I mean, it hasn't been painted for 7 years at least. It's been a while, so it's amazing what a fresh coat of paint does. So that's all looking all right, and the rudder's been painted, so I think Steve's going to tar varnish it this afternoon. But I think it looks good. I don't mind the fact that it looks old. I sometimes read these classic boat restoration articles where they've sanded and filled and sanded the hull so much, and they paint it and it looks absolutely smooth, and everyone's excited because it looks like it's fiberglass. But I think, what's the point? If you've got an old boat, it may as well look like an old boat as long as it's loved for. It's the same with our barge. I don't mind the fact it's got rivets and dents. It shows that it was doing something useful during its working life. So, just have to wait for that to dry and pick off the dead insects that have landed on it. We should be good to go. So, this is a way to stay out of the sun. Just to sit underneath the boat with a pot of tar. That's what all these old wooden boats, that's all they had on the Broads, isn't it?
It is, yes. Tar varnish.
That's the end of the day on Friday. The guys have just gone home, but Beetle is looking very nice. So she's got all that shiny black tar underneath, a little bit of black anti-fouling at the waterline, and then a couple of coats of white paint on the main bit of the hull. So that's hopefully enough to keep her looking reasonable for the season. And I think Mary's taken measurements for the bunk cushions inside. Hopefully we can get her under sail soon.
So I did change the zips on Beetle. I didn't film it because it was too heavy and I didn't have 3 hands. But that's the zips that I didn't have to change. And then over here, you can see the brown zips with the red tops. Those are the ones that are changed, so it's got 2 new zips. So the next job to do, these white things here, little flaps, the string, the rope off those, tie onto the cleats onto Beetle, which stops the cover from falling off. So Simon wanted some new ones, so we've got 4 spaces to put some on because they're missing or in the wrong place. Here's the new red one that I made, and Steve put the eyelets in for me. I just tried to copy the shape, and this one is glued down and then sewn here and here. So this morning we're going to glue the 4 down and then give it a little bit to dry and then sew them on. So by the end of today we'll be able to take the cover to Beetle. Hello. And we have to wait for it to become tacky, whatever tacky may mean. I don't think I want to touch it to find out, do you? No. So we're watching it becoming tacky.
I think that's done.
Yeah. So let's just press it down firmly.
Yeah.
Right, that's number 3 done. So we're also making mats for Beetles, or cushions. So as you see, Miranda's measuring out the material, and you just take the cushion and you do 2 inches around it. And I've already made, here's one I've made earlier, the bottom out of this non-stick fabric. Oh, it's a fabric that's kind of, it's got a sticky side to it, so I've made the bottom of it and put a zip in it, and that grips onto the boat, but it's also got little holes in it. It's like microporous, so if any wet gets into the boat foam, it will drain through and out here, because this is what they call reticulated foam, and the rain can come in and come out if any water gets in, so they actually dry quite quickly when they're in the boat. Special foam and special material made for boats and outdoor furniture. Should look really good when it's finished. Then you pin the edges together with these little clips rather than pins to hold it in place, right sides together, so that you sew it inside out, and then we'll open the zip and turn it around the right way. It's harder than it sounds, because although they're the right size, it takes a while to get them to match up. So all that's left to do now is to sew them together, which is easier said than done. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, Simon, what have you got there?
These cushions.
Who made them?
My lovely wife.
So what are we doing with them?
Trying to fit everything into the car to take it down to Beetle, and it's a bit of a squish, but it's just a short trip, and then we've got the cover and the cushions we can try putting on tonight.
Fantastic.
Here's Miranda with the last one.
Yay!
It's like a game show.
So it's all 3 finished.
This is the biggest one. They'll kind of roll up.